page 10 in your booklet. Interviewing. As it states here at the very top, an important conversation. An interview is not an interrogation. You've made it to the big dance. You've got invited to the dance. You've got your resume off to the people, and based on what they saw, they invited you in to speak to them. You need to understand this is not a time for them to drill you. This is a time for them to have a conversation with you. And a conversation is two ways. It's about what you have to find out from them as well as what they have to find out about you. The primary things that an interviewer is looking for is, number one, they're looking for what you bring to their company. In this day and age, they're looking for reality. What does this person bring? Are they worth my investment? Number two, they're looking for how well of a fit you're going to be with their team. And you're sitting there looking at an example of what their team looks like. And most importantly, or thirdly, they're looking at how you're going to fit within their corporation. Do you fit their corporate culture? Do you fit their organizational culture? But you need to also go in there with the mindset that you're looking. You're looking to find out, do you bring something to their team? What are your skill sets that are going to fit their needs? And you need to make sure you highlight those, because that's what's going to sell yourself to that organization. The second part is you're looking for, do you fit that team? Are these people I want to work with? And thirdly, you're looking for, am I going to fit that culture? Someone that likes a very structured environment may not like going into a Google where everyone sits around nice, pretty workspaces and we have all kinds of fun. It may not fit with them. And as it says there, there's a bit of research that says that 57% of those that do not do prior research about the organization are gone within 30 days. My guess is that has nothing to do with their skills, because you don't have enough time to assess someone's skills in 30 days. It has to do with, do they fit? Does the organization think they fit, and do they really want to be there? So within 30 days, by not doing that research, they like to get up and go ahead and leave. So what are you going to do? The main thing you're going to do is prepare. You need to have a strategy on how you're going to walk in this organization. First of all, that means find out a little bit about it. What does this organization do? Say, how am I going to find out about the organization? First of all, you've got access to the internet. Maybe you don't have a computer at home. All of you have access to the public library. You can go in there and pull up a little bit about that organization. If you received a reference from someone that already works there, go speak to them. Find out what that organization is about. You want to let them know that you're just not here for a job. You're here to become part of their team. You've taken the time out to go ahead and get engaged in what they do. Make sure that they know that you're seriously interested. Once you go do that research, go find out what they have to offer. In other words, what kind of person are they looking for? What kind of position are they looking for? Learn as much as you can about the organization. Then know exactly what type of specific job you want to fill yourself into. They want to know that you know what their opening is and what that job entitles. If you've gone through the application process, looked at the job description, you should be very familiar with that job description so that you can tell them and you can fit those needs specifically. This is what I've done that meets your needs. Find out what your qualifications are. Be ready to answer those broad questions. The day of the specific interview where they're asking you particular interview questions about a job are decreasing. What they're beginning to do is do what's called a behavioral interview. Behavioral interview has to do more with, give me an example of a time when this happened to you. What they want to know is that they want to learn what your experiences were. Then they want to know, what action did you take? Not what action was the team taking, what action did you take and what were the results? And there's nothing wrong with going in the room prepared with some of those. Some examples that you might see are questions like, tell me about a time you demonstrated initiative. Off the top of your head, you may not be able to remember exactly a time. We may be talking, as you already spoke about, 10, 15 years since you've been in that position. Take time before you walk into that interview space to sit down and think about things you've done, things you've had experience with. And you even can take in a crib sheet, if you want to call it, that actually has some of those on there that go through some things. We have an example here of how you might put that together. If you look on page 14, it talks about the SAR approach, S-A-R, situation. What was the specific situation? A, action. What was the action that you took in that situation? And R, what were the results? Situation, they want specifics. What created the issue that you're dealing with? Action, what specific actions did you take? Who did you communicate with? What other departments did you have to deal with? What other individuals did you have to deal with? And then the results. When they talk about results, they want metrics, if possible. They want to know your specifics. Did you save an amount of money? Did you cut down the amount of time it took to get the results? Did you cut down on the amount of turnover for those positions? Did you increase the productivity? The more specific metrics that you have to sell, the more you're creating that wow, and that is what your interview is about. You don't have very long. Your responsibility is to create that wow. This is why you want me. And remember, you do that from the minute you walk into the building. You need to prepare your mind before you get out of your car. It doesn't start with the receptionist, because some receptionists have been told, hey, when this person's done, I want you to come tell me how they greeted you, how they walked in the door. So you need to prepare yourself before you get out of your car. When you walk in that door, you're professional from the minute you walk into that door to the time that you walk back to your car. You never even know who you'll meet in the parking lot. Professionalism, something I try to remember, is the rule of 12. The rule of 12 says 12 feet, 12 inches, 12 seconds. From 12 feet away, what are they seeing? What image are you projecting? Is it someone they want to know? Is it someone they want to deal with in their position? 12 inches. And you get right up to them. Do they smell smoke on you? Maybe something you need to think about. Do you have too much perfume on? Maybe not enough perfume. What is their picture of you close up and personal? And lastly, 12 seconds. When you open your mouth, what is coming out? Proper language, no slang, things of that sort. 12 feet, 12 inches, 12 seconds. That's what you need to be thinking about when you're going into that interview.
That's terrific. Thank you. Questions from the crowd?
Awesome. Please.